Welcome to Sacred Cow Shipyards, where no ship is safe from being taken down to its nuts and bolts. Alright folks, I'm gonna have to be honest with you right now. I know it will probably change your perception of me as a thing, and it might affect our relationship moving forward, but in the interest of being honest, I feel like I should be honest with you. Here we go. I actually enjoyed all three Matrix movies. There it is. I said it. Now, I'm not going to say that the latter two were as good as the first. They simply were not. But I personally found them enjoyable. And frankly, when it comes to movies, enjoyable is basically my first and possibly only bar. They were just fun to watch. And, I mean, that's why I go to the movies. You go to movies for different reasons. It's all good. But, in the interest of talking about The Matrix today, we're going to talk about this thing. Oh yeah, that thing. Which one of you back-birth football fucking shit-flinging monkeys designed that piece of shit? Oh, sorry, I guess I should tell you exactly what it is. It is the APU, or Armored Personnel Unit, from the Matrix movies, specifically I think the second and third, specifically from the city of Zion. Only, I mean, they're clearly not armored, but apparently the reason for that nomenclature, the APU name, is that these are kind of the descendants of actual, no-joke mechs that the humans attempted to build right before and during the collapse of humanity when the machine started taking over the Earth, way in the before times before the Matrix movie itself. So I guess the name just stuck around even though this thing is not armored like fucking at all. So why does this thing exist? Basically, it's the last line of defense for the Zion city, the last city of the human survivors in the Matrix universe. Only there's more complicated details to that, but we won't get into the metaphysical, recyclic nature of that whole storyline craziness. Regardless, these are the humans' way of fighting off the squids, which are the machine world's primary frontline physical combat units. Very physical combat units. They kind of eschewed ranged weaponry in favor of lots of mechanical tentacles. Yeah, scary things. Anyways, these and the turrets spaced all around Zion help defend Zion in case there's ever an incursion from the squiddies. Okay, why is it a walker? Or, okay, let's back up first. Why does it need to move? I mean, like I said, there are turrets in Zion. Why not just take these guns and put them in more turrets? Why are we making this obviously complicated mechanical nightmare to carry around two large guns when we could just mount them in a turret? Now, okay, fair enough. They don't necessarily know which side of Zion the incursion is going to happen on. Fine. The incursion could happen in the docks, the incursion could happen in the living area, the incursion could happen in that weird rave/orgy chamber they have, I don't know. But they only actually put turrets in the dock, so the humans already kind of figured that the incursion was going to happen there, which makes sense because the most likely way for Zion's presence to be identified, even though the machines already knew exactly where it was, but that's again a different story, was by following one of the hovercraft, which is a different conversation, home, and following it through the gates to the docks. So yes, you armor the docks. So again, why not use turrets? Okay, fine. If you want to have the machine's ability to move around inside of Zion, why the f*** would you go with legs? We've actually already had this conversation back during the Jaeger episode, but I'll go ahead and recap it real quick. The short and sweet is the bipedal humanoid structure is not optimized for close combat, especially not physical combat, especially not when you're combating in this case, a machine that is literally designed to wrap you up and crush you. I mean, it's a squid. It's going to just envelop you in lots and lots of arms and then stab you to death with some more arms. And bipedal organisms, structures, whatever, are easy to knock over and take to the ground. And as the movies show us, as soon as these things end up on their back, they're basically fucked. So why not make them tracked? Why not make them wheeled? Why not, I don't know, use some of those hover engines that you use in your hovercraft and make some nightmare little flying contraption? I don't know. Legs are like the most complicated and least effective mobility item you could actually go with. It's ridiculous. Humans just have this fixation on combat robots. And it mostly doesn't make any sense at all. And to skip back just a few seconds, let's be honest, these APU guys are f***ed to begin with regardless. Because, as previously mentioned, the APUs are not in fact armored at all. In doubly fact, the pilot is just hanging the out on the front of the vehicle, just chilling with like a roll cage around him. If he's lucky, there's some variation in the design. He might not even have a roll cage. So the squiddies can, and in fact do, just reach through the roll cage, grab the squishy human inside, and yank him out. Well, yank parts of him out, because, I mean, these things are full of sharp edges and points and all kinds of other things, so what they grab and what they get are not always the same, and, I mean, the squiddies don't really care, because they just offlined an APU. Congratulations. And, I mean, got blood everywhere, but that's entirely incidental to the squiddies. But wait, you say! These things are armed! They can defend themselves! They can maybe punch the squiddies or something. Yes, you are in fact correct. These things are actually armed with two... I'm going to go ahead and go with chain guns. It looks like there's some sort of Gatling structure inside of the quote-unquote barrel of the guns they wield. I don't know why the firearms, weapons, whatever they are actually separate from the APUs instead of built into the arms, because the APUs actually grab them off their back or some nonsense. What is it with back scabbards? Anyways, why are they separate? I guess you could use the APUs for construction and moving around heavy things, but really these are combat units. You want them optimized for combat, and you don't want them like dropping their gun because their bloody hand decided to break or something. I don't know. But okay. You successfully detached the weapon from your APU, which means you can't have a protected armored route for the ammunition to get from the ammunition magazine up to the firearm, which means you have these ridiculous dangly belts that are just going everywhere. It's amazing that the APUs don't get hung up on every goddamn thing in fucking Zion. But wait, you say again, using ammunition belts instead of an internal channel or something allows the APUs to carry their spare ammo, their magazine, in places where it makes it easy to reload, right? Oh, the fuck no. In fact, it's even worse. The magazines are stored kind of mid-center on the back of the APU. So these idiot squishies have to go running out in combat with this idiot unicycle fucking wheelbarrow and then get behind the APU, who's probably shooting the fuck out of some squiddies right now, and engage this ridiculous shitty contraption to lift the new ammo magazines into the right location and then shove them into the APU that's probably still flailing around trying to shoot every goddamn thing in the universe. Now, in fairness, this was actually a plot point in the third Matrix movie, so I have to at least give them credit for acknowledging that this is a fucked up design. But still, why? So, yeah, anyone who's watched Matrix knows how this story ends and knows that the APUs were always just a means to the end for the machine world. So it's all kind of like a built-in sabotage because the Humies were always going to lose. But, I mean, the Humies had time, a lot of time, I forget how much, between each iteration of the Matrix annihilation of humanity to maybe improve on the design just a little, make it a little less stupid, make it a little more functional. I mean, it would have been truly hysterical if the machines had actually broken into Zion and then suddenly, oh, what did those squishy things do? Ah, crap. But no, they just keep doing the same idiotic design and thinking that making their war face will help protect them. And then the squiddy just reaches into the cockpit, rips the human out, and moves on with its cybernetic life. Yeah, don't do walkers. Don't do scary techno-punk, steampunk, maybe diesel-punk style walkers. If you're at that level of technology, just use wheels. Come on. And that's all from Sacred Cow Shipyards. Please be advised that any ship left on the dock for more than 24 hours will be compressed to a cube. Have a good day.